Hi and welcome. I'm here today to talk about holidays and how we can take that wonderful feeling of freedom, of openness to new experiences that we have on holiday and apply that to everyday life so we have more of it throughout the year. And the benefit of that is we're not just having to wait for that 1-2 week summer break, which may be cancelled, as many of us have found recently, or may be over all too quickly. But instead, for the other rest of the year, we can spread out those benefits and capture some of that feeling. And it requires us to look at going on holiday as rather than a process of packing up our bags and going somewhere, as primarily a kind of a state of mind. And that state of mind being about curiosity and living in the moment. And if we can do that, then we really can feel as though we're on holiday for much of the year. So I have some tips that can help us to do that. Very simple, practical steps. And I found, and some of my clients have found, that by applying some of these things, we can create a kind of lifestyle where we are on that kind of permanent holiday, while also fitting it around our work goals. And this isn't a matter of slacking off or taking it easy to the detriment of our businesses or our work. In fact, this can make us far more productive, which is great for business. So the first tip I'd say would be to try and take small breaks rather than putting everything on a big summer holiday. For example, look at whether we have some weekends we can take. Just something like going camping, going to visit friends. Doesn't have to be anything huge, but just these little weekends away to spread out that time when we get to just be perhaps in nature, away from everything. And that way we're focusing much more on what we're doing at present, and rather than placing everything on craving something that's far away in the future, which may not happen, or maybe a bit too brief for us to fully relax and unwind. And this allows us to much more effectively ease some of the stress we may be under throughout the year. The second one is a very simple one. It's just to take small breaks away from our computer screen, and particularly when we're working from home, this can be very important. It doesn't sound like much, but 10 minutes here and there will really add up for a lot of stress relief over time. And knowing that we're able to take a little walk, just clear our heads. And it all requires a philosophy of thinking, well, I do deserve this, not in the future once I've worked hard enough to prove I'm kind of good enough. But right now, I deserve to be able to work in a way that's sustainable and healthy, and I'm likely to be more productive at the same time. Another great tip is to try meditation. And this doesn't have to mean sort of sitting on a mat with candles and a statue of the Buddha, although that's great if you want to do that. It can be much more simple. For example, just concentrating on your breathing as you walk from your car to your office. But the benefit of this is it can recreate that wonderful feeling on a great summer holiday where time seems to just stop. And we're outside that clock time of deadlines and meetings and messages, and we're just being. And meditation can help to recreate that every day, if all we have to do is to choose to practice it. The next tip would be get outside, take some time out in nature. A lot of the holidays we love to go on are all about, could be going by the pool, it could be going skiing, could be going out in the forest, but it tends to feature the outdoors and nature quite a lot. But do we have some of this right on our doorstep? Maybe a park or maybe some woods nearby when we can walk around. And as soon as we do that, of course, just the presence of the trees seem to activate something primordial in us, and we just instantly start to relax, and the stress dissipates and we start to feel a lot happier. So that can be a wonderful way of just recreating that holiday feeling every day right on your doorstep. The last one I'd say would be around culture. And when we go on holiday, it can be wonderful to go around museums, churches, whatever it is, and discover another culture. But primarily, that's about state of mind and that openness. And it doesn't have to, we don't have to go anywhere to do that. We can actually rediscover it at home. There may be museums or galleries open near to you, and it can be wonderful to check them out. And you may have not considered them before because they're at home and they're not somewhere else. So thinking almost like a tourist in our own neighbourhoods can be a wonderful thing. I hope you found these tips useful, and well, happy holidays.